Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Next Speak, your go-to English learning podcast. In today's episode, you will learn English idioms, specifically 30 very useful ones. An idiom is a special expression. The words have a meaning together that is different from the normal meaning of the words. For example, if someone says break the ice, they are not really breaking the ice. They mean to start a friendly conversation. Idioms are very common in everyday English. Native English speakers use them in conversations, movies, podcasts, and everyday life. So today I will teach you 30 simple idioms that every A2 or B1 learner should know to improve English vocabulary. For each idiom, I will give you a simple meaning and 2 example sentences. Try to listen carefully, and if you want, you can repeat the sentences after me for English shadowing practice. All right. The first idiom to help you speak fluent English is to break the ice. To break the ice means to start a conversation in a friendly way. For example, he told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. He told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. Here is another example to help with your ESL listening practice. She asked a simple question to break the ice with her new classmates. She asked a simple question to break the ice with her new classmates. The second idiom to add to your common English expressions is piece of cake. Piece of cake. If something is a piece of cake, it is very easy. For example, the exam was a piece of cake. The exam was a piece of cake. Cooking this recipe is a piece of cake cooking. Cooking this recipe is a piece of cake. Here is the third idiom, under the weather. Under the weather. If you feel under the weather, you feel a little sick. For example, I stayed home because I felt under the weather. I stayed home because I felt under the weather. She looks under the weather today. She looks under the weather today. This is great for your English communication skills. Here is the next idiom to help you learn real English. Hit the books. Hit the books. To hit the books means to start studying seriously. For example, I have a test tomorrow, so I need to hit the books. I have a test tomorrow, so I need to hit the books. After dinner, he hit the books for 2 hours. After dinner, he hit the books for 2 hours. Here is the next one. To be in hot water. To be in hot water. This means to be in trouble. For example, he is in hot water because he missed work again. He is in hot water because he missed work again. She got in hot water after breaking the company rules. She got in hot water after breaking the company rules. This phrase is frequently used by native English speakers. Here is the next one. To be on the same page. To be on the same page. This means to agree or understand the same thing. Before we start the project, let's make sure we are on the same page. Before we start the project, let's make sure we are on the same page. The teacher and students are finally on the same page. Adding this to your vocabulary will improve your English fluency. Here is the next one. To call it a day. To call it a day. If you call it a day, you stop working for the day. For example, we finished a report, so let's call it a day. We finished a report, so let's call it a day. It's late. I think we should call it a day. This is a very popular American idiom. Here is the next one. To get the hang of it. To get the hang of it. This means to learn how to do something. At first, the software was difficult, but now I get the hang of it. At first, the software was difficult, but now I get the hang of it. After a few lessons, she got the hang of driving. After a few lessons, she got the hang of driving. Using this will make you sound like a native speaker. Here is the next one. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. If something happens once in a blue moon, it happens very rarely. We eat fast food once in a blue moon. We eat fast food once in a blue moon. He travels to Chicago once in a blue moon. He travels to Chicago once in a blue moon. It's a fantastic addition to your English vocabulary. Here is the next one. A big deal. A big deal. If something is a big deal, it is very important. Getting this job is a big deal for me. Getting this job is a big deal for me. Graduating from university is a big deal. The next one is essential for your English language skills. Here is the next one. In no time. In no time. This means very quickly. You will learn this skill in no time. You will learn this skill in no time. We finished a work in no time. We finished a work in no time. You will master this during your ESL speaking practice. Here is the next one. A waste of time. A waste of time. If something is a waste of time, it is not useful. Watching that movie was a waste of time. Watching that movie was a waste of time. Arguing about this is a waste of time. Arguing about this is a waste of time. Don't let your English pronunciation practice be a waste of time. Here is the next one. To keep an eye on something. To keep an eye on something. If you keep an eye on something, you watch it carefully. Can you keep an eye on my bag? Can you keep an eye on my bag? She asked me to keep an eye on the kids. She asked me to keep an eye on the kids. This is essential for conversational English. Here is the next one to give it a try. To give it a try. If you give something a try, you try it. This restaurant is great. You should give it a try. This restaurant is great. You should give it a try. I was nervous, but I decided to give it a try. I was nervous, but I decided to give it a try. Give this English listening practice a try. Here's the next one. Take your time. Take your time. This means to do something slowly without hurry. Take your time. There is no rush. Take your time. There is no rush. She told me to take my time with the exam. She told me to take my time with the exam. Take your time when you learn English grammar and vocabulary. Here is the next one. Better late than never. Better late than never. This means it is good to do something, even if it is late. He started learning English at 40. Better late than never. He started learning English at 40. Better late than never. You finished a project today? Better late than never. You finished the project today. Better late than never. It's a perfect English phrase for beginners. Here is the next one. The best of both worlds. The best of both worlds. This means to enjoy two good things at the same time. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds. The job offers the best of both worlds. Good pay and flexible hours. The job offers the best of both worlds. Good pay and flexible hours. Which is great to know for spoken English. Here is the next one. Easy does it. Easy does it. This means to slow down and be careful. Easy does it. When you carry that box, easy does it. The floor is wet. Remember, easy does it with English language learning. Here is the next one to miss the point. To miss the point. If you miss the point, you do not understand the main idea. For example, you are missing the point of the story. You are missing the point of the story. You are missing the point of the story. He completely missed the point in the discussion. He completely missed a point in the discussion. Pay attention to these useful English phrases. Here is the next one to pull someone's leg. To pull someone's leg. If you pull someone's leg, you joke with them. For example, relax. I'm just pulling your leg. Relax. I'm just pulling your leg. She thought I was serious, but I was pulling her leg. She thought I was serious, but I was pulling her leg. It's fun to use this informal English expression. Here is the next one. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. You use this when someone appears when you are talking about them. We were talking about Michael and speak of the devil. Here he is, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Jessica just walked in. A classic addition to your English idioms list. Here is the next one. To cost an arm and a leg. To cost an arm and a leg. If something costs an arm and a leg, it is very expensive. That car costs an arm and a leg. That car costs an arm and a leg. The hotel costs an arm and a leg. The hotel costs an arm and a leg. Good English study materials shouldn't cost an arm and a leg. Here is the next one on cloud nine. On cloud nine. If you are on cloud nine, you are very happy. For example, she was on cloud nine after getting the job. He felt on cloud nine when his baby was born. You'll be on cloud nine when you completely understand native English. Here is the next one out of the blue. Out of the blue. Out of the blue means suddenly and unexpectedly. For example, she called me out of the blue. She called me out of the blue. The news came out of the blue. The news came out of the blue. Don't let new idioms catch you out of the blue in your English comprehension. Here's the next one to hit the road. To hit the road. To hit the road. This means to leave or start a journey. We should hit the road early tomorrow. We should hit the road early tomorrow after lunch. They hit the road. Time to hit the road on your English learning journey. Here is the next one. Hang in there. Hang in there. This means to stay strong and do not give up. For example, I know the job is hard, but hang in there. Hang in there. Things will get better with your ESL lessons. Here is the next one. In the long run. In the long run. This means after a long time, for example, exercise helps your health in the long run. Saving money is good in the long run. Practicing daily is best in the long run to master English idioms. Here is the next one. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. This means it is your decision. Now it is up to you. I gave you the offer. Now the ball is in your court. I gave you the offer. Now the ball is in your court. I explained everything. The ball is in your court to practice speaking English. Here is the next one. To cut corners means to do something in a cheaper or easier way. The company cut corners to save money. Don't cut corners when you build a house. And don't cut corners when you study English online. And here is the final one, to keep in touch. To keep in touch. This means to continue communicating. For example, after the trip. Let's keep in touch. We still keep in touch after many years. Let's keep in touch through this free English podcast. All right, and that's it for today's episode. Today you learned 30 practical English idioms that native English speakers use in everyday English conversations. Try to listen to this episode again and practice saying the example sentences out loud. The more you hear and repeat idioms, the more natural your English pronunciation will become. Remember that learning English online is not just about grammar, it is also about learning real English expressions that people use every day. Thank you for listening to Next Speak. I'm Mark, and until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep speaking fluent English. Bye for now.